Raise your hand if you know what a naysayer is. Okay. Does anyone have naysayers in their life? Raise your hand. All right, good. So let's talk about what a naysayer is. A naysayer is someone in your life who always has something negative to say about A, what you do, who you are, what you look like, and your choices, right? No matter what you say, they're like, okay, but is their favorite word. So we all have these people because we all have family, and we all have friends, we all have mothers, and we have people in our lives that really need to tell us their opinion of what we are doing, correct? And unfortunately, these people have a lot of influence over us. How many people have not done things in their life because someone told them not to? Raise your hand. Every hand in here should be raised because I think pretty much every one of us have done that. So I lived my life as a people-pleasing daughter of a very controlling mother, and I was the wife to a very controlling husband, and a daughter to a very controlling father. And I just went along doing everything I was supposed to do. I wore the right clothes, I served the right food, my house looked the right way, my kids were the right behavior. Everything was just perfect. And then my world fell apart.
Yay.
Exactly. My mom passed away from cancer. My dad got remarried within 4 months. And my husband left me. And I was like, I felt like God had kicked me into the deep end of the swimming pool and said, what are you going to do? And all of a sudden I had to take a real hard look at my life and how I'd been living it. I had been living my life for everybody else. And I want you to guess how I felt. Was I happy? Did I have a great life? Was I thrilled? I was miserable. I lived a good life. I had my ex-husband made a lot of money. I didn't have to work. I got to stay home with my kids. I got everything I wanted, and I was miserable. Like, want to shoot yourself in the head, miserable. And then everything fell apart, and I had nothing. Because, in their infinite wisdom, they know if you're not going to do anything, guess what? They're going to make you do something. So now, all these naysayers a lot of them were gone. So now what do? And I decided that from now on, from that point on, I was not going to live my life by anyone else telling me what I should do. My life was going to be filled with yay-sayers, not naysayers. How many people know how hard it is to find yay-sayers? Right? Especially when you've been living in a life of naysayers. You actually don't know what a yay-sayer looks like. You keep finding naysayers and then thinking they're yay-sayers, and then they turn into naysayers. So it's very confusing. So I think the first thing that we need to really look at is what exactly is a naysayer. A naysayer is anyone, any single person in your life that does not say to you when you tell them a piece of information or news or joyous thing in your life, that is fantastic. I am so happy for you. That's it. Okay, I don't need to go on. That's it. Someone who is supporting, loving, caring, wonders, and wants your life to be wonderful, that's the only thing they care, is that you're happy. Right? Now, it doesn't mean that sometimes they might go, just going to share a little of my own experience in this situation, because if someone loves you, they're going to tell you if they've learned some things or two. You want them to be. A good friend will be that. But what their most important job is to tell you, yay, keep going. I'm so proud of you. The biggest thing that causes a naysayer is one simple word: fear. If someone is naysaying your livelihood or your life choices or what you're doing, why do you think they're doing that? Because at the core of themselves, they're too afraid to do the same thing. And let's tag on from fear, jealousy. I mean, a lot of people out there would like to be doing something other than what they're doing, or living the way they're living, a different way than the way they're living. But that fear keeps them from doing that. Let me give you an example. My decision to become a full-time author was not well embraced by my family members. They all thought I was absolutely, what? No 401k? What? No, you're not going to have any benefits? What? You're not going to put savings? What? You don't have a job? You don't have to say you're working for what? You don't go to a cubicle? I mean, I thought my aunt's head was going to explode. My mom's passed, so my aunt's like my mom. And when I would sit across from her the whole time, it was like this. So how do you make your money? And who do you sell your books to? And I mean, 20 questions. It was horrible. God, going to lunch with her was like, I might as well stab myself in the eye with a pencil. It was that painful. Because I had to explain myself every single time. And every time I did that, what do you think I felt? Yeah, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. So did I want to see her anymore? No. The only thing I could do with that person in my life, who's very important to me, is step back. Because I was having a hard time handling this person in my life who should be my champion because they're like my second mother, and all they did was like shoot down every idea I had, where I had to actually come in like, I'm so sorry that I'm an author, but please still love me. And that's what happens when you have naysayers surrounding you. You're constantly apologizing for the decisions that you're making in your life. And it is incredibly hard on your soul. It eats you away. Because we are incredible beings that thrive on taking chances. If we can get past the fear that keeps us from doing that. So here I am, I'm a full-time novelist, and my fiance, who was in real estate and mortgage, and we all know how that industry worked out real well, he was at the top of his game, ready to retire, and he lost everything, he had to file bankruptcy. So he decided to make drums. He's a musician, he's been a drummer for 25 years. So we both decided we were going to go on this journey. He almost 50, me in my late 40s, and we were going to do what we loved. So he makes drums. And I'm a full-time author. And so I actually stepped away from people in my life who were not my yaysayers, but only my naysayers. And I told them, if you're going to be like this, then I can't have a relationship with you because it's too hard for me to be the person I need to be when I have to try to live up to your expectations of who you think I should be. That was not an easy conversation to have, but it was necessary. And here's the thing that we need to look at. Can a naysayer be turned into a yaysayer? How many people think they can? Good, I love optimism. Yes, they can. Is it easy for them? No. Is it easy to have the conversation with them to say, hey, guess what? I really love you. You are an important part of my life. But I can't be around you if every time I come around you I have to be ashamed of the individual that I am. That's not love. That's judgment. And so I had that conversation with my aunt. And do you know, it was really painful, and there are things she'll never understand, and that's, she's almost 70-some years old, right? That's who she is. But she tries. She's trying very hard to understand what I'm doing. Now, I will tell you this, my worst review on Amazon.com for my book, Be Introsponsive, is from her. But that's okay. That's okay, because I have got to a place in my life where I know what I need to know about me and what I'm doing. And I also know that she's trying. That's all I can ask of her, is to try, right? She's trying to understand what she really can't understand. And what she really worries about is that I'm not going to be safe. That's her biggest concern. So you have to look at the motive behind your naysayer. Is it someone who's like 70, 80 years old who just doesn't get this whole world now, where people are just flying out on their own and doing their own thing? Is that just a mindset that's so hard for them to grasp that they really can't wrap their head around? Or are they really somebody who so wants to do what you're doing that they're jealous of where you're going and want to hold you back with them? Right? Misery loves company, so does fear. Fear loves company. Stay back here with me. Then I don't have to make any choices, and we'll all be miserable here together. Right? So you have to really look at the background of the person who is your naysayer and see where they're coming from. And see if it's worth the time and energy to flip them to a yaysayer.